Good life, easy, baby. We're back.
Be back, bro.
Good life, easy.
What's going on?
What's going
bro?
on, man? What's going on?
You tell me, bro. What do you want to discuss
So today we are going to talk about something that I've been thinking about. It's pretty sensitive, and it's something that people don't usually talk about. So I thought, why not me and you dissect this whole topic today?
Let's get into it.
You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Hair loss and baldness.
Okay.
You know?
That is a sensitive topic,
It is sensitive.
Bro.
It is sensitive.
Can't deny that. I've also thought about it, without having any hair loss. I've also looked into the mirror, as my hairline receding.
What if it goes?
Yeah.
Because
the first scare is the receding hairline,
Correct. That's the start.
That's the start.
So first it's either the hairline that goes or like the top of your head, right? Or something.
Bro, I was also checking when I was like 18, 19.
Just
thinking, stress.
In your shower, if you're shampooing your hair and you see like a few hair on your hand, you'll be like, damn, it started. It's happening, mortality.
Basically, with me, what happened was my grandfather had a crown. So he was bald for most of his life. But my father has a full head of hair.
Correct.
And some family member, someone I remember saying that, the genes go alternate.
It's all about the genes, right? It's alternate.
That's what I heard.
Oh, okay.
Rumors.
What's why alternate?
So it skips a generation. So I heard that and I started stressing out, and the first thing I was doing was looking at my hairline, Is it receding? I just learned that word that time, receding hairline.
Receding.
Yeah.
So in my family, it's I have hair loss on both the sides.
Really?
So my nana was bald. He had the crown, bro, the chrome dome.
The
chrome dome, bro. My nana had the chrome dome and my dada had the chrome dome.
Okay.
So I guess, it's bound to happen.
It's bound to happen.
50% of men lose hair.
True that.
True that. So, but the whole question, or like I would say, is that the topic about this would be that discussing it, like how somebody goes, what people face going through this hair loss phase, because I think I've seen it.
Yeah?
I've seen it.
At what age did you first stress out?
21. 21, I was mad. I was too anxious. That's what everyone goes through, when people realize that, okay, you're losing hair, you start behaving differently for a bit, Devang.
Okay, but were you losing hair or were you overthinking?
I was overthinking, and that's why I was losing hair.
Okay.
You got me?
Okay.
So basically, it's I still have a head full of hair, bro.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong.
Thick.
I have thick hair, but I think I started losing a little bit of hair in the middle. But I don't know. I think it was normal, or I was overthinking, but I did go to doctors. At what age? Around 20, 21.
And did you tell your family members that you're visiting a doctor?
I took my family with me.
Okay.
Because these doctors ain't cheap, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't pay. You can't go for 3-4 visits to these dermats. They're gonna scam you of your pocket money.
What did the doc tell you?
Doc told me that nothing, even if you go bald, you have time.
Oh shit.
So it's like, bro, it's like telling a sick patient that you have time, but you're gonna die.
Bro, that's stress. That would stress me out more.
Of course. So I have time to live, bro. My sick ass is gonna live for a bit.
So then, did they give you any medication?
Bro, heavy medication.
So since 21?
So one thing I regret not asking the doctor is that don't fool me. Okay, just tell me the truth. Is it gonna help or it's not gonna help? You know what I'm saying? So I think the only way that we could do research about this was through the internet.
But first you tell me, the first medication, oral or application, whatever, at what age did you take?
I took it at 22, bro. 22, 23. Bro, of course you're gonna do it. You're on social media all day or fucking looking at these. You're only looking at fucking beautiful things.
But didn't you
portray yourself.
Did you see yourself in the mirror and say that, but I have every strand?
No, bro, I have every strand of hair, but when a doctor tells you your time is coming.
The doctor told you this?
Bro, the doctor will tell everyone this, that your time is gonna come.
So at 20, tell you that, Rahul, relax, don't worry, it's too early.
Yeah, it's too early for you, but it'll come.
Oh, fuck.
You're understanding? So there's no date to it, bro. So if it goes, it fucking goes, bro.
Bro, the wait.
But
is
you know what?
Scary.
You know what, Devang? I'll tell you honestly, it was a tough phase. It was a very tough phase.
I don't doubt it at all.
Like every other person that's gone to a dermat for hair loss, you realize, you know, you go through things, bro. There are times where you're like, fuck, you know, what am I going to do without hair on my head? Everyone will think that, right? But at the end of it, I just realized that I'm going to live like an African American and just have my hair short.
Short,
you know?
all the time.
Like just get a fade and just have it short on top.
I remember a while back, a few years ago, you had told me, you know, that you think you're going to go bald eventually and all of that. And I was like, bro, why would you even think like this? Your whole head of hair doesn't seem like your hair is thinning. Because thinning is, I think, the first sign that you're going to lose, or receding hairline is the first
Thinning,
sign, right?
receding, same thing.
So I remember asking you this a few years ago that, bro, I think you're overstressing, you're overthinking. Why are you being so anxious for no reason? And what you told me that time, it still stuck with me because you looked at me and you're like, bro, a man knows when a man
Exactly.
knows. And you shut me up, bro.
Exactly,
you shut
bro.
me up, and I got a reality check that, yeah, what am I looking at his head and saying he must be knowing?
Trust me, when somebody knows, somebody knows, bro. When you realize it, bro. But I'll tell you what. As time progresses and as years go by, bro, you realize that it's not a big deal, bro. It's not a big deal. It's absolutely not a big deal. It's all in your head. You know?
Of course.
It's all in your head. And I've done, talking about medication, I've taken medication. Expensive as fuck.
Pills?
You know? Pills.
Creams?
Pills and sprays, fam.
Sprays.
Yeah, pills and sprays. But I realized, dude, I can't take that shit no more, bro. I don't want to fuck up my system, so I stopped.
But you were taking it in your early 20s?
Bro, like 22, 23.
Hardcore.
That's hard, bro. That's hard, you know.
Popping
But, you know, I'm happy that it happened earlier. You know, because now I don't give a fuck, bro. And which we'll talk about later also when we get into the treatments that we've been offered and we know about. We'll talk about it more.
But, you know, like every problem in life, the catalyst to this problem is also only one.
What?
Stress.
No,
overthinking.
Bro. Stress,
anxiety.
Yeah, but mainly it's genetics, yeah.
Genetics, but I'm saying that the catalyst to the problem.
Yeah, which makes it worse is
stress. Like everything in life. Stress makes everything worse.
Absolutely.
So imagine the doctor telling you that don't worry right now, but eventually you're going to go bald or you might go bald.
So basically that's the way of the doctor telling you that you stress.
You have to come back.
No, that you stress. You stress till your hair falls off and then you come back to
No, that's the way the doctor's trying to tell you that please book the next appointment.
Yeah, please book the next appointment. I want my retainer.
Yeah.
You know, month on month you have to come for visits or it's going to fall out.
How many doctors have you gone to? Overall?
Two.
Okay.
Two. I regret those visits, man. I regret those visits, bro. I regret giving so much money.
Second question can I ask?
Please go ahead.
Overall. Just on hair medication, not shampoo and gels. How much have you spent?
Easy, bro. Like,
on hair loss treatment.
6 digits.
Oh my God.
Bro, you're not understanding.
So you're a veteran in this game.
No, I'm not a veteran, bro. I know, bro. I'm no veteran, bro. I was an amateur and then I just got out an amateur, you know. I was an amateur and I just got out an amateur. So what is, you know, like, I'm happy that I went to the dermat early because what would happen is that, so of course, human tendency, when you start seeing any physical flaw in your body, you start working more towards your body.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I'm happy that I went to the dermat early and the dermat told me what she had to tell me.
Right.
So I started focusing on my body even more. I was like, I won't let one physical flaw determine myself.
True that.
So I started working more on me.
True that.
And with that, I gained a lot, bro.
Yeah.
I got addicted to the gym. I got addicted to taking care of my body. You know, just because of that one flaw. So with that one flaw, I gained a lot. Yeah, is how I look at it.
But looking at you, I don't think anybody would say that Rahul, take care of your hair.
Of course, bro, because it's not there yet. Yeah. You know, it's not there.
But you feel that it might come.
Bro, it's going to come to 50% of the men alive, bro. True, so you might as well accept it now and move the fuck on. I don't want to fucking be 30 when I'm deep into business and deep into fucking making deals or whatever, bro. I don't want these small things to, interrupt anything big that I'm going to do.
So for me, it was like, I remember around 18, 19, I was using some fuck all cheap gel and using that over 2 years. Now I started getting a few white hair and it was noticeable.
Gel is poison.
Like people were like asking me, oh, you're getting white hair already. So obviously I stopped using the gel and I stopped using product altogether. I didn't do anything else. I didn't oil my hair. I didn't eat better. Nothing. Just simple. Stopped using the gel. And it went away.
Of course.
It went away. So other than that, Like that was my first reality check. Like, oh, you're growing old. Because that's the stigma
bro,
of hair
bro,
loss, right?
So there are only two stigmas how I look at it. There's one stigma that, of course, because of our culture, where we think that if a man has hair on his head, that resembles his power and his strength. Okay, that's one stigma. And the second stigma is you realizing mortality.
Yeah.
You realizing that you're getting old and you're nearing death.
Exactly.
That's the first sign.
Exactly.
So I've broken it down into these two stigmas.
That is the stigma of hair loss is that.
These two things.
That the moment you start losing hair, firstly you trip out that you're getting old. And are you man enough? Are people going to perceive you as a powerful, strong man that you think you are?
Absolutely.
So it's just that.
Absolutely.
So
but who made this shit up? Nobody.
No, so I think the best way to overcome it is with confidence.
100%.
You know how did I realize this?
How?
Again, I was just like falling all the time, getting stitches and scars all over my body, face, everywhere, you know. And I was like, dude, I'm eventually going to be bruised up if I go like this at this speed, you know.
Correct.
I'm going to have bruises all over my body. So I realized that I have to just own it.
Own it, boss.
I can't do anything about it. I can't stop living life. I can't stop playing football or whatever.
Absolutely. One thing that I feel is, you know, when men are holding on to that last patch of thinning hair, bro, that shit's gotta go.
Yeah.
You know, that shit's gotta go. Accept the fact.
Yeah.
Now, each to their own. But according to me, if I or you, I know
So you don't approve the crown look?
No, man. Why? Why? It's like this part is going through a recession and this is good. You know, the economy is good here.
But
you can't, bro. I don't understand this look.
But you know,
you can't.
The thing is, the reason why I support that crown now is because crown is also a look. You understand? Like this is Tere Naam. The middle part is Tere Naam.
Okay, tell me one person that will want to go for a crown look.
I don't know.
One person.
No, I don't know who want to go. But I'm
They are just holding on, bro. That bus passed, bro. That bus is gone, bro. That bus left you.
But the crown look has a vibe.
Bro, it does not. Bro, that shit just makes you. Nah, fam. I'm not gonna say anything.
Don't you think people with a crown are more trustworthy?
No, bro. People with a people who are bald are more trustworthy. People who are bald give out more energy, and I feel give out that that you're powerful.
Because they are making that extra effort of going clean. You know.
But that crown is a little bit, according to me, a little unhygienic.
Because it grows out like this.
Yeah, bro. Why do you want that shit?
I just want it.
Why do you want to only
look?
When you shampoo, bro? What are you gonna do this? You're just gonna take shampoo and do this, bro. Yeah. No, bro. You're gonna in public. You're just gonna take a comb and comb your sides.
No. For myself, if I was ever getting a crown, I would go bald.
100%.
I'm on your side.
Exactly.
But all I'm saying is, I don't want to hate on the crown because
each to their own.
I like the look.
I'm just giving.
Like I don't want it to go away, vanish from our culture.
I'm just saying that don't hold on to that, bro. Let it go, man. That you don't need that shit.
But you know who carried the crown very well, bro?
Who?
Tony Soprano.
But that was that gangster look anyway.
Because he was too powerful, so he didn't need his hair.
He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he didn't need his hair to prove his power and worth as a man.
Yeah, but the crown look, not a fan.
Yeah, man. So the stigma.
Not a fan of thinning hair only. If you have thinning hair, you just shave that shit.
I think a bald look is maybe 1,000 times better than thinning hair.
100%.
Like when you're really going bald.
And what I feel is that a bald look actually shows you out more. Shows your features more. Like you grasp attention more than somebody with
you
hair.
don't grasp
bald.
you
get more attention. You get more attention more than somebody with hair.
Because then the conversation is not awkward about losing hair. The conversation is, oh, this bald look is looking good on you. It's suiting you. When did you first decide that you want to go bald?
Of course. When my
hairline, that happens.
When my hairline fucking fell back.
So the conversation shifts.
Yeah.
Because if someone is... the hairline is thinning, nobody wants to talk about it because
100%.
you don't want to hurt the other person's sentiments.
100%.
Because it is a sensitive topic, as you said. Bro.
Very sensitive. But then it's again how people take it, bro. I've met so many bald people that don't give a fuck, bro. If you're making fun of them, they'll make fun of themselves.
True that.
Those are the type of people you're supposed to surround yourself with.
True that. If you, with the right confidence, I think a bald look is good.
Bro, of course.
Yeah.
It shows power. It shows power. That's all I'm going to say.
How I'm trying middle parting, I would try a bald look.
Of course.
I'm telling you honestly.
Dude, why not?
Not like because of losing hair or thinning or whatever. Just to try the look.
Even I want to try it.
But I'll do it when I lose weight and look like a Muay Thai fighter.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. 0 number. All gone.
So yeah,
but
man.
There are a lot of therapies for this shit, right? So doctors I don't understand why a doctor can't just tell you that you're not going to grow your hair back. Just give up. You know, don't use these medicines. Of course, they're doing it for the money.
Yeah.
But no doctor will ever tell you that, no, it's not growing back. Just let it go.
So if you notice, the entire hair loss industry, it's huge, right? There are
Huge.
clinics now everywhere in the prime
Everywhere.
locations,
Yeah.
Pedder Road and Marine
Yeah.
Drive and where not, right? So obviously these
It's a
clinics,
business.
they're franchisees firstly, they're
Correct.
making tons of money. And the hair loss industry is exactly like the fat loss industry. Because they are making money on people's vulnerabilities, insecurities, vanity. So it's one thing to say that don't worry about your future look and all, you know. And it's one thing to say that, oh, you have a problem? I'll solve it right now.
But you know,
I can solve any problem.
you know what? With that now, I think that with fat loss, you can lose weight.
No, it's not that. It's
But with going with hair loss, you can't get your hair back.
No, with fat loss, of course you can lose weight, but the fat loss companies, like for example, hair loss also has supplements, fat loss has supplements, hair loss has treatments, fat loss has treatments like liposuction and whatnot. Then hair loss has those kind of therapies of headstands and, you know, the
Goes on and on.
home remedies.
Goes
and
on
fat
and
loss has home remedies. Everyone has a new diet. Every diet is like a fashion.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
every year some new diet is coming.
Correct.
right? So
Correct.
now what is a diet?
But-
These are ways to sell supplements.
But you know,
and all
there's
of
a
that.
proven, you can lose weight.
No, you can.
It's proven.
But you know what is the
But you-
science of losing weight, na?
Huh.
A caloric deficit.
Yeah. But there's no science of gaining hair back.
But
You
now
know?
there is not with these medicines, bro.
No, bro. That's a scam.
But they're telling you, na, we can do it.
But where is it proven? There's no proof. Till date, we are in 2020. We still can't grow our hair back if we wanted to.
I heard that if you go bald once, if you have a thinning hairline, you go bald and you stand in the sun every day for 10 minutes. I'm not joking.
Bro, half of Bollywood would be outside, bro. Half the Bollywood actors would be on at Chopati Zoo and all, bro, just getting sunlight.
Again, with regards to the hair loss industry, how they say that, you know, they always said that the virtual reality industry, the VR industry is actually gone ahead in terms of research and development because of the porn industry, not because of games, not because of the television and shows and content creators. You know, it's because porn as a genre has supported this technology, right?
Of course.
So, you know who has supported the hair loss industry in terms of research, development, and more innovations in hair transplant and whatnot?
Who?
Actors, bro.
Actors, 100%.
They need quick results.
100%.
They need clean results, and they need results that make you feel that, oh, they've not done anything. You know, natural look.
Correct.
So I think they have really
but just
helped
think
the
about it
research and development
in
of the industry.
Bollywood, because of the culture again, like in Hollywood and Bollywood, of course, bald men are either villains or they are a funny character.
That is true.
You know, think about it.
That is true.
Yeah. So you will see a lot of villains. You will see a lot of villains.
I never thought about that.
There are a lot of villains that are bald, and there are a lot of funny characters in the movie that are bald.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you're going to play the lead and you're bald, you're either Dwayne Johnson or you're Jason Statham.
So basically, action hero,
Yeah.
clown.
Yeah.
or villain.
Tell me one fucking actor that's acted in like a rom-com who's bald. Bro.
In Bollywood?
A lead actor who's bald who's done a romantic flick.
Bollywood?
Nobody.
Let me think.
Don't.
Yeah, there's nobody.
Exactly, bro.
There's nobody.
Exactly.
I'm really thinking.
You've never seen a movie
Yeah.
where the main actor of a romantic flick is bald.
Yeah.
Impossible.
Not romantic. I'm just saying any flick. Yeah.
Then
In Bollywood, for
in
sure.
Bollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
In Bollywood, yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, Bollywood was obsessed with this balding last year because I think 3-4 movies came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Uttar
Akshay
Chaman
Kumar and
yeah.
So that's the only time
also, but
a bald guy can be.
wait. They didn't make a movie on balding in terms of promoting bald looks.
I've not seen the movie.
Even I've not seen the movie, but again, they're also like taking advantage of the whole stigma only of hair loss.
Yeah, that's Bollywood.
Like
no?
how we are right now. It's a
Yeah,
touchy subject.
yeah,
Let's talk about it.
yeah.
So Bollywood also did the same thing.
But Bollywood is stigma only. It's just capitalizing on different
But you're
stigmas
right, there's
and
no
making a movie.
actor.
Nobody, bro.
Yeah, that
Nobody.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Even in TV, I was thinking about it.
So again, that's what's driving the business. You know, because when you go to a movie and you see an actor with hair, you want hair, right?
Yeah.
But
And you want that perfect hair.
yeah, bro. Yeah. But fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I'm not paying no 4-5 lakh rupees for a hair transplant.
True
That's
that.
not going to work.
True that. True
You know,
that.
for what, bro? I don't want different patches of my body. Bro, you know what they do, right?
Yeah.
They take different parts of your scalp and then they put it onto the like balding part of the scalp, which is fucking for what? That's also gonna fall off, boss.
But some people have got a good one. Elon Musk.
Yeah, they got cash, fam. That's different. That's different. That's different.
But when you see Elon Musk's
No, Elon Musk.
hairline, doesn't it look
He's done it
natural?
in-house, bro.
But doesn't it look natural?
What a job. What a great job.
Great
whoever's
job, bro. Also, you have to give Rahul.
No, but I think that
You have
shit,
to appreciate at least.
bro.
So
Great job.
The doctor is an artist also. He's a scientist, but an artist also.
Artist.
You know what I'm talking about?
Artist. But I'm sure there'll be some cure eventually. It has to be.
Bro, for sure. I think they're working on follicle cloning. They're working on stem cells. They've already started trials. So you never know, bro.
So I got this one treatment again when I was heavy into thinking that I'm losing hair. Like everyone in my family also said that, you know, you're not losing hair. And like you said, you're not losing hair. But I thought I was losing hair. So I did something known as the PRP, which is a platelet-rich plasma.
Yeah.
So I went for my first experience. I was like, dude, fuck, what do I do? And I was like, let me help myself out. You know, let me help myself out. Let me give it a shot. So I went to this. I don't know whether he was a dermat or even a doctor or what was he, bro.
But did you do like research? What is PRP? See YouTube videos.
Intense research.
Okay.
I did intense research, and I went to the doctor, bro. Placed an appointment, and I went to the doctor. And the doctor was in the suburbs, bro. So my ride to the suburbs was like, dude, I'm dying today. You know, because these guys are going to inject my fucking scalp. I was like, it's over, bro. You know, fuck it. Gone. So I reached there. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm scared, bro. I'm anyway scared of injections. But then when you're going to get fucking 20-30 pricks on your scalp, what are you going to think?
20-30 injections?
Bro, 20-30 pricks. So you know what they do is they'll take your blood.
Yeah.
Okay, then they'll put it in the centrifuge. The centrifuge fucking rotates at an absurd amount of speed. So what happens is your blood, your bad blood settles down and all the plasma comes up. So then they take an injection and then they take in the plasma.
The good blood.
Yeah, the good blood, the white blood. And then when they take in the plasma, they inject your scalp.
Okay.
So imagine that for an experience.
So how many times did you go?
I went like thrice, bro.
And you saw results?
I saw a little bit of results. But PRP works. So they say PRP works, but it doesn't work for long.
But PRP is also like natural kind.
Yeah, bro.
No side effects.
You can do PRP on your knees. My grandparents have done PRP on their knees.
Cartilage and all. Ligaments, cartilage.
You can do PRP on your knees. People
all
do it on their
shoulders.
face.
Yeah.
PRP is also playing an important role in COVID. So
PRP is also that.
I'm not going to stop PRP, bro. Like not on my head, but
vampire facial.
Yeah, but I'm done doing PRP on my head, but I'm not gonna if I ever get like knee problems,
of course,
or like back any sort of problems, I think PRP is amazing.
Yeah, bro,
amazing.
All athletes do it.
Amazing.
All athletes do it.
So for the price of PRP, bro, I think it's great. Like it's $5,000.
And they don't put any medicine or
nothing, bro. Natural. It's all natural.
It's just your blood.
It's all natural.
Yeah. So that makes sense. That's not a bad option or it's almost like a natural therapy.
It's almost like a natural therapy.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
so what else have you done in regards of taking care of hair loss?
PRP.
So PRP 2-3
just
sessions.
PRP like 2-3 sessions and
they were painful?
Bro, the first time was absurdly painful.
Okay.
Because it hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it hurts, bro.
So you're
Come on, what are you asking?
No, because you have like 10 tattoos, bro.
Yeah, but this shit hurts, bro. I've not got a tattoo on my head, you know? I've never felt this part, bro, ever getting fucking pricked.
Prick.
So
big needle, thin needle?
A thin needle. Thin too. You know what I was thinking is, bro, my first thought when I went to get my PRP was like, dude, what if the needle is too big and it fucking goes through the skull? I was just thinking all these things.
That's your overthinking, bro.
What the fuck? And then when I reached there, I spoke to the doctor. I said, yo, listen, do we need this shit? If you don't need this shit, I'll leave. You know? So he said, no, try it.
Everyone was bald?
No one was there in the waiting area.
Okay, good.
I went at a time where I was like, yo, when does your clinic shut?
Quick in and out.
Yeah, quick in and out.
Nice.
So that's that, bro. But I think, again, then you realize, bro, you come to a realization that it is what it is. You know, it's
then what else have you done?
Fine, bro. Nothing.
That's it.
Nothing.
And those pills you took when you were like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more pills, bro.
Nothing now. Now you are you're like fuck it.
And pills were what, bro? Pills is a certain, it's a supplement called biotin.
Biotin. That's a vitamin,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah. That
Vitamin
exactly.
H.
Yeah, vitamin.
Yeah.
And but it's not good.
Why?
Biotin is not good, bro. A lot of biotin, like the way doctors recommend it, is not good for the body, bro.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I did my research. No pills are good when it comes to like growing your hair. Of course,
But from
vitamins.
what I know, biotin is just a vitamin.
Yeah, but bro, these pills are very harsh.
Okay.
Yeah, you're better off without it.
Okay.
Yeah.
100% natural.
Yeah. But I'm so happy I've reached that phase where I will never, ever even look at a hair transplant. You know? Because I know I've done so much research into this that you come to a point where you accept the fact that when it's gone, it's gone. It's
So
not coming back.
You choose.
Bro, I'm looking forward to being bald now.
Yeah, so you choose the bald look over the.
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm telling you, it's a different
Because
vibe.
there are successful hair transplants also.
Yeah, but
like you know where you can't.
Do you
tell.
want that stress, bro?
No, of course. As in,
Yeah.
some people don't mind it. Some people like the hair. Like for example, these actors and all have to look a certain way. People have a already perceived expectation from them, so they have to maintain that.
100%.
Right?
So actors are different. Actors don't fall in this category only. When it comes to actors, they have to get hair transplants or they are not actors. You know?
Because if you see the actor losing hair and all, then you already change your perception that
Yeah. So they need it. For them, it's a different story, bro.
That's true. And other than hair transplant, from what I read, basically there are so many companies giving out solutions, right? This cream and this ointment and this pill, this pill with biotin, this pill with other vitamins and whatnot. But actually, there are only two things that the FDA has approved. Okay, one is minoxidil, which is the most popular one, and one is finasteride.
Correct.
So minoxidil is a application and finasteride is a pill. And both of these were found out of another issue. Like minoxidil, I think, was
for your heart.
Blood pressure.
Yeah, it was
and
for
heart.
your,
Blood pressure.
It was mainly created to solve heart problems. But then they realized that it's actually growing people's hair out.
Yeah.
So,
and finasteride was basically for enlarged prostates. So it was never meant for hair
But
gain.
finasteride is very bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad, bro.
So
if you go to a doctor and you ask him what are the two...
but these are over-the-counter pills.
These are over-the-counter pills. But if you go to a doctor and you ask him what's the solution, he'll tell you these two things. But finasteride, finasteride, whatever, that shit causes impotence.
To some people.
Big time.
Yeah.
So imagine growing a head of hair, but you can't...
Yeah, sexual...
You can't get a fucking boner, bro.
Yeah.
How are you going to please a girl, fam?
Yeah. Like, there's so many companies, but they're all selling two things.
Yeah. Only these two.
So what these companies do is, they sell the solution, right? And they bundle it in a package. So they make money of selling the shampoo and the vitamins and the ointments and the serums, which actually are just like moisturizers and whatnot.
They're saying you need the whole package.
You need the whole package.
For it to work.
Yeah, all the companies. So all these big companies, they only sell two things, finasteride and minoxidil. But they make money out of making a package of these other small products here and there. And it's a huge industry, bro.
It's $12 billion.
Yeah.
It's $12 billion.
Bro, I'm telling you, without having hair loss, I have also thought that I might get.
Bro, I'm telling you, this is if anyone's an entrepreneur and they want to make money or they're looking for success, the hair care industry is the biggest, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're going to tap into these teens, bro, and these teens are your TG.
Yeah. So basically,
you tap into vulnerable teenagers who need a solution.
No, if you're ever confused about what line of work to get into, you have to just ask yourself, what are you insecure about?
Correct.
Your weight, your hair, your looks, your skin, and all of those things.
Well said.
Are
well said.
Things everyone is insecure about. And everyone wants solutions. I know that for pimples and all, I was also going helter-skelter till the time I gave up. I like, kuch nahi lega. I'll not have any pill, I'll not use any ointments, nothing. I just started eating healthy, it became better.
Physical flaws, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole business.
It's a huge business.
It's a big business.
And then obviously home remedies, bro. Every house in India has their own remedy. Right?
Dude, it's crazy, bro.
Put eggs or onion oil or mustard
Castor oil.
Jadi booty banao ghar pe.
Every grandmom has a solution to hair growth. Every grandmom.
Put it before you sleep.
Yeah.
Put it right after you
bro.
shower. Keep it
Yeah.
on for 3 hours minimum.
Yeah.
So I was also seeing on Quora, home remedies for hair loss, just for this podcast. And basically, all of them were that I don't know if this is going to work for you, but this is my miracle cure. It really helped me out. I'm talking out of experience, and these are facts that helped me. And this is my miracle cure. And all of them were just basically onion oil or coconut oil with some haldi and this and that, and you apply it. Lep karo aur rakho.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Every house has their own remedy.
There are a lot of remedies, but they are saying that one proven remedy that could potentially like not cure hair loss but save whatever hairs on your head is NoFap.
Not masturbating.
Yeah. They say masturbation is linked to hair loss, but there's no proven fact
There's
to
no
it.
proven fact, yeah.
But they say that it helps.
Yeah. Like every trainer,
Yeah.
when you're about to fight in a boxing ring, they always say that you can't masturbate for the whole 2 months.
Exactly.
The 8 weeks of training session.
Because your testosterone levels have to be
And
up.
every fighter, including Mike Tyson, has said that that's nothing. That's a myth. That's bullshit. There's nothing like that. So you never know, bro.
See, bro, again, with this, there's no proven solution
There's no proven
to it.
solution.
So you'll see like new shit popping off every day.
And what happens is, bro, like you see your hairline receding or your hair thinning and you get stressed, and the first thing you're like, what to do?
Correct.
And then Google fucks your head.
Bro, Google is the worst.
Google has given anxiety to people like nobody else.
If you have a cold, bro, you have cancer, bro. Just think about it. If you have a cough, bro, you have throat cancer too.
That is true, bro. Because this happened to me so many times, bro. When I've researched about my knee or this and that.
Bro, this happened to me 2 days back. You know what happened to me, bro? I got a fucking blister, but deep in my tongue.
And you got COVID.
Bro, no, bro. I got a blister deep in my tongue, bro. I was like, dude, should I even go to Google? Should I even go to Google and look? Because I know shit's gonna pop off. Bro, the first thing it said, you have some sort of linkage to cancer, bro.
Whoa.
Okay? Bro, next day the boil went, bro.
Damn, bro.
Bro, yeah, they say that it's... Bro, but you'll think about it, bro. You type any fucking illness, it just relates it to cancer. I'm not fucking with you.
So, during October when we were running...
But bro, let me tell you that boil went the next day. So it was just paranoia. It was a blister.
Paranoia, yeah.
I just put some butter and it went.
Same thing happened to me, bro. When we were running every day in October, my foot, I couldn't almost walk, It was like really hurting every time I jogged. So I was doing research and it was showing me all this plantar fasciitis and this fasciitis and all of that. Dude, then I just WhatsApped my physio, showed him my foot and pointed and said, it's hurting here. Do I have this? He's like, stop
overthinking.
Stop going on Google and searching for your problems.
Amazing.
Come to me tomorrow.
Okay. Proper.
And that day I realized that you can't.
You paid the doctor, na, that day?
Yeah.
You paid him, na, for the visit. Good.
Yeah.
That's what he meant, bro. Don't go on Google, boss. You come to me. I want my retainer. तो फिर उसके बाद भी वापस आएगा.
Yeah. But that day I realized that you can't go to Google with small problems.
No, bro, you can't.
You gotta have a little faith in your body.
Bro, there's a research that's come about that people who go bald, it's like a disease. They're saying that it's a disease and shit.
It's like contagious.
No, not contagious. But that I'm gonna get to that. They're saying that it's a disease.
Okay.
Like if you go bald, it's a disease and it's a gateway to other diseases. But I don't believe that shit because there are a lot of studies done. Yeah, bro. Yeah, actually.
Okay.
This is one study that's done. Of course, there are plenty of studies done, but talking about that fucking baldness being transmittable is that in the 1800s, bro, people didn't know what was happening to them when they lost hair. Because they didn't know. They didn't have any cures. They didn't have any recipes as such. But there was one point of in the 1800s, 50% of American men were bald. And everyone was like, what the fuck is happening? They were like, is this some sort of disease? And they actually thought it's some sort of disease. So when you used to go to the stock market, like you used to just see like bald heads. So the government was like, this is an epidemic. A bald man are not allowed to be out.
So are you telling me?
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Bald men were the first men that were quarantined?
Yeah. Like, yeah, bro. I'm telling you, they were like, yo, we don't want to see so many bald men in public.
It reduces the morale of the city.
Because what they thought is that you see there's no hair. You'll never see hair on the palm of your hand, right?
Okay.
So they thought that the disease is that, okay, your whole body is going to become like this. like the palm of your hand. You're not going to have hair anywhere.
Damn,
So
bro.
they thought that the disease is like your
Thank
palm.
God for science.
Yeah. Imagine that shit, bro. Imagine that shit.
Imagine the government telling you, hey, you don't have hair on your head, sit at home.
Exactly. That's what happened, bro. Poor guys, though.
That's hardcore,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah, in
So-
terms of this hair loss also, with regards to hair transplant, I think the first guy who started doing transplants was a Japanese doctor in the 1930s, and he actually did not do it for vanity. He did not do it for people who wanted the hair back. He did it for World War II soldiers.
Okay.
So, but
For
he invented grafting.
Okay, because hair keeps you warm?
Not
Or
hair
in
keeps
what
you warm,
sense?
like skin, like you know when like fire or something has
Okay, okay,
spoiled
okay,
your
okay,
skin.
okay, okay, okay.
So they
okay.
graft it.
Okay.
So he was grafting skin on the
Okay.
scalp.
Okay. So for
Like
injuries,
if you
basically.
injuries, yes.
Skull-related injuries.
Yes. Skull related but cosmetic.
Cosmetic, okay.
So he was grafting on the scalp. So he was one of the first people to do that. And then in 1960s, early 60s, in New York, there was this doctor called Norman Overstreet or something like that. Okay, Overstrike or whatever. Oversteen. He was the guy who invented and started the whole hair transplant situation. You know,
Smart.
and he became infamous because he was the only guy.
Who's
People
doing
didn't know what hair transplant is. He made it famous. Andy Warhol and all the actors of that time, famous people, politicians would all go to him. His office, his clinic was in the 5th Avenue. New York, baby.
Of course.
In 5 years, he did over 10,000
Of
operations.
course. But this is coming down generations, right, Devang?
And he is the guy who started the company Clinique.
What a start.
He partnered with
So
Estee Lauder.
Clinique, all the women have to thank bald men for Clinique to exist.
Yeah.
Think about it. So that being said, bro, of course, this is because it's coming down generations, Devang. Like even in the Bible, there's a story for Samson and Delilah.
Okay.
So they say that there was a story that's written in the Bible, and that Samson, they say that all of Samson's strength lied in his hair. And one night when he was sleeping, Delilah, his wife, went and cut off his hair. And that's when his strength was lost.
Castrated him.
So if that shit was in the Bible, it was followed down generations, right?
Damn.
Julius Caesar, for a matter of
Julius
fact. bro.
Caesar.
Julius Caesar is known to be, he's called the founder of the Hair Club of Men. Because that man was so obsessed with having hair, bro. He's done everything and anything, bro. Yeah, because you're rich, you're married to Cleopatra.
Can you imagine at that time what must
Bro,
be
that time was crazy, bro. That time, if you see the remedies that were used in 1800s, it's ridiculous, bro. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Not 1800s, way before.
Way before, whatever, 16, 15, 1000 BC, to 500 BC, whatever it is. But this is coming down
Yeah,
generations.
this is coming down generations.
And it's going to keep... if we are here, we are not here. It's going to keep happening.
I read right now that there is not a better time to be bald than right now. But obviously, now. There's not a better time in technology, in space tourism or whatever.
As you proceed,
right now.
bro, as you proceed, yeah.
That's like stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Because technology, science has obviously evolved, right? You can't compare it to what the Romans had and the Egyptians had.
Correct.
The Egyptians were putting hippopotamus fat.
Correct, yeah. Crocodile
snake
and
fat,
shit, bro.
Crocodile
Crocodiles
fat
and shit, yeah, bro.
on their head.
Yeah, bro.
You
The father of medicine, bro, Hippocrates.
Hippocrates.
Bro, he said that he was also deep into, even he was balding, right?
Right.
So he also went deep into medicine, and he also came up with some crazy fucking medicine made out of animals and shit. But then he realized that the eunuchs never have hair that's thinning. So he thinks that the cure for hair loss was castration, bro.
Okay.
So if you were a man and you wanted hair, you cut your balls and you cut your dick off. And
Remove
bro,
the heat.
Guess what?
What?
Duke University confirmed it.
Oh, damn, they researched it?
They researched it and they said that it's true.
Oh, damn.
That's hard.
Oh, damn.
That's hard, bro.
So your body should stop producing that heat.
Yeah, the heat and your testosterone level shouldn't rise that much.
Damn. So
That's-
can't you have like testosterone blockers?
I don't know, bro. I'm no doctor, bro.
Okay.
You know? Are you asking me, bro?
For your expert advice.
Should I start my own clinic or what, bro? Advice.
Advice. Amateur advice, bro.
Yo, bro. But yeah, but even that being said, a lot of personalities are now bald. A lot of powerful personalities.
Yeah.
You know?
Joe Rogan.
Like Joe Rogan, bro. The way Joe Rogan says it is amazing.
But you know, he's had a hair transplant.
Of course, he's had many hair
Yeah,
transplants.
because he was an actor.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you know, when he stopped having hair transplants,
when he,
quit acting.
because he was only getting what roles? Villain and?
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah.
I'm just
Yeah, possible.
Bro, I'm telling you, no,
No, that is absolutely
Dude,
true, bro. You opened my eyes today.
yeah,
That only villains and comedic
are bald.
plays. Yeah.
Bro.
Jeff Bezos,
Jeff Bezos,
the
Dwayne
richest
Johnson,
man in the world.
Dwayne Johnson, Jason
Dwayne The
Statham,
Rock.
Bill Burr.
Bill Burr. Yeah.
You know,
Jason Statham to made it cool,
then
bro.
he made.
But
it
he has
cool.
a little crown,
yeah.
huh, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he usually doesn't keep it, bro.
Yeah, he
You
doesn't
look at it, doesn't.
But you know,
keep
he
it.
has a little.
Bro, but you know what I think? I think men think that if you go bald, you won't be able to attract the opposite sex.
Yeah. But that's the stigma we spoke about.
But of course, that's a stigma. But you know what I think? I think that's not true, man. I don't think that's true.
Of course, it's not true, Rahul. In India, though, if you go bald, just to like, if I know tomorrow if I go bald to experiment the look, when I meet people, they're going to think that someone in my family passed away. They'll not ever equate it to the point that
That's
he's
a good point.
experimenting with the look.
Or you come from Tirupati.
Yeah, or you come from Tirupati, bro. Exactly that, you know. So there has to be a reason. If I can't go bald for vanity to try on a different
But
look.
majority of men that are going bald are now in their 20s, and their main concern lies in that, okay, we will not be able to attract the opposite sex. Let me get my hair back anyhow I can. Like, I'll do anything to get it back.
Yeah.
Hair transplant, PRP, pills, whatever it is. That's the number one rule. But then you realize, then people, I think, eventually realize that, no, man, it's not. I think
Bro, only one thing works to attract the opposite sex.
confidence, brother.
Confidence.
It's all about the confidence,
It's all about
bro.
the confidence.
It's all about the confidence.
You know, you make them laugh. You can be fat. You
Bro,
can be bald.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The hardest thing is of a bald guy making fun of himself, bro.
Yeah.
That's when you know that he's a G.
He's a
He
legend.
doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
If you can make people laugh with your own physical flaw, bro, I respect that.
In fact,
I
that
respect
would
that shit.
comfort other people to
Exactly.
try it.
Exactly.
And you have to try it, bro. I feel you don't like it, get the hair transplant. Try monoxidil, try finasteride or any biotin. But I think trying a bald look is no harm.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, bro. All the
Because everyone thinks once you go bald, your hair will not grow back in the same.
What are you
hairline.
saying?
Yeah. Why do you think people don't experiment with baldness?
No ways, bro.
Yes, because they think that once I go clean,
It'll never come back.
it will not come in the same line.
Oh.
It'll come receding. So you have no faith in your own scalp.
Oh, heavy.
Yeah. Scalp faith.
But how come you can have hair on your body, but you can't have... Okay, so basically if you have a lot of hair on your body, it's like, dude, this guy is so hairy.
Hairy, yeah.
But if you're bald, people
He's
are like,
old.
dude,
He's not a man.
you're fucking old, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to you?
What happened to you, bro? Are you alright?
That's you being a traitor, bro. Come
Is
on.
it a side effect of something that you're doing?
Should I be afraid, bro?
Yeah.
Yo, should you be locked up? Home quarantine?
Yeah.
Home
quarantine. But really, these people were like told that
Bro,
you don't get out.
Bro. They were told in the 1800s. There are news articles. 50% of men in America are bald.
Heavy.
There's something wrong.
But I'll tell you one culture, society, country that carries a balding look.
Bro, my favorite country and your favorite country as well, spit it out.
After India is
It's
Italy.
like, brother. Bro, they do it right, bro. They do it right, bro.
Because I remember
Confidence, brother.
when
Fashion.
we went to Florence for Pitti,
Passion for fashion.
people were rocking the crown, and Italians rock this receding hairline the best.
best.
Where it's like a mohawk going into a hairline. You know what I'm talking about? It starts pointed, a blunt point like a shoe, and it goes out.
Correct.
And the hair is so thin. They don't have like luscious hair. It's thinning.
Thinning.
And the comb over is half.
Half.
It's not even going. But the confidence, the way they carry themselves,
Because they look at that as a very small part of their whole body and their whole personality. They're like, dude, fuck that.
They've accepted it.
My fashion will talk for itself. My personality will talk for
When the
itself.
personality talks, you don't ask questions on the baldness or the hair thinning or the hair fall.
Exactly. And I think people who are bald or have a receding hairline anyways come across very dominant. Like bald, if you ever had to speak to somebody who's bald, you would think that, okay, he's more dominant.
Of course,
Just think
because
about it.
he has taken a decision that fuck it, I don't want it. I'm going to shave regularly. This is my look.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
You have to maintain baldness also. Like you have to maintain a hairstyle.
Devang, just think about it. how much money you're saving by going bald.
Yeah.
It's crazy. No hair gel, no shampoo, no conditioner, no fucking serum or whatever the fuck that is.
Bro, no anxiety.
Bro, no hairbrush, no anxiety, no going to dermats. Oh my god, bro! I just saved
And added confidence.
I just saved you enough money to buy you a car.
Yeah, you can go on a nice holiday.
Nice holiday, bro.
Yeah.
Multiple holidays.
Yeah.
You know.
And you don't have to worry on the holiday that did I carry my gel or my shampoo.
Then all you need is one razor. Chuck.
And little oil also, no?
Clean. Yeah.
Little oil.
Little glisten that shit. You know, it should look like, oh fuck. You know, it should reflect back.
Is there any oil for bald people?
Are you asking me? I'm not bald, bro.
I'm asking you because if you
I'm not fucking bald, bro. Are you asking me, is there any fucking... I'm not bald, bro.
No, for the shine, you know?
Bro, I don't know, bro. Just DM fucking Joe Rogan. I'm not fucking
I'm
bald, bro.
I'm sorry.
You know? Fucking wanker. You know? The day I do, I'll send you the oil, bro. I'll send you one oil.
No, I'll make it.
Oh, we'll make it.
Right now, there's not enough audience. Hopefully.
Bro, you know what, bro? I think it's time to start a movement about going bald.
Yeah, bro, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
Like creating products for bald men. Think about that shit, bro. We've seen enough products for men who want to keep hold of the hair. But what about products for fucking bald men?
That's what I'm saying. The oil and all of that.
Yeah. You think that shit exists?
I'm sure, but at a very small scale because the audience is very small, right?
Bro, 50% or more of men, 50% or more men are fucking bald.
Are balding.
Bald.
Are balding.
Bald.
Not bald.
Like bald, bro. Like they've lost their hair. They're just holding on to whatever's left.
But that's not, like the crown is not bald, na. You know what I'm saying? So they won't use the hair maintenance.
Okay.
The crown people go on the hair side, not on the hair loss
If
side.
the crown is not bald, why are they called bald? Come on.
Yeah.
That's over, bro. That's it.
But they still select their side with the people with the hair side. You know, like they use the shampoo.
Okay, you're telling me
bald
that
people never use shampoo. They anti-shampoo.
You're telling me that people who have the crown haircut think they have hair?
They use shampoo. So they're on the side of the hair.
That's hard.
Hair industry, not the hair loss industry.
That's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
No offense, but that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So I read that in Kerala, just right now, they've started an association called the Bold Baldies Association. So 500 men have come. Yeah,
Are you serious?
I was shocked. I was like, this is
Bold
amazing.
Baldies.
The name is Bold Baldies Association.
BBC.
Kerala, 500 people have signed up, actors and whatnot have supported it, and their motto is only one thing. They're basically going to have events and charity events and sports matches and all that. But their motto is one thing, that anyone who's having any hair loss problems, hair thinning problems, or they are bald, you know, you should be confident in whatever you have. You don't need to have a hairline to be confident.
Oh,
you know?
fair enough.
I think it's a very good message. We see it in a comedic way that,
Fair enough.
Bold Baldies Association, people are going. But I think it's a positive approach.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Because not everyone is confident. People are afraid of losing hair. Like whatever I'm saying right now, I know if I was losing hair right now, I would equally be worried and trying to like, do I need any, you know, do I need to put ghee on it? Do I need to put some mayo on it? You know,
Correct.
Do I need to do headstands
Colgate,
every
Pepsodent.
night? Yeah. Do I need to do headstands every night?
Do you need to kill a do you need to kill a fucking crocodile and juice that shit out and put on your hair for 4 days?
I'm pure veg.
But people go lens, bro. When people lose their hair, they go lens.
Okay. Do you think in the next 5 years, baldness will be accepted and will
It'll never
become
be
a trend?
accepted. It'll never be accepted because
the people are making too much money?
Because people spend a lot of time on social media, and that's the starting point of everything. Because
for example, like you and me, if we go bald and we...
it's never going to be accepted as such. You know why, bro? Because again, it's that whole stigma that, like I said, the two stigmas that follow this is that number one, that if you have hair, it resembles power and strength. Number two, you're you're mortal. Like you're growing old, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
So it'll never be
You
accepted.
lose hair because you're aging or
It'll never be accepted. But what I'm saying is that if you, as an individual, are bald and you can pull it off,
okay,
people will fucking believe you, bro.
Okay. In the next 5 years, it won't be accepted. But do you think in the next 5 years, you will ever see a trend of going bald? You know how there's a trend of having mohawks, coloring hair. Hair industry has a hairstylist and all of that have a lot of trends, right? The comb over, the fade. These are all trends. Mushroom cut and whatnot, right? Mushroom cut now nobody does, but there was a time where
Correct.
it was an option.
Correct.
So you think going bald will ever be an option like that in terms of trend?
I think it is a trend. I think it is a trend. I think it's already a trend. I think it's a trend, bro. I think there are a lot of people.
Right now it's a cult.
It's a cult. I would say it's a cult. But I think, there are a lot of UFC fighters that go bald, even though they have hair.
Yeah, because they don't, as a fighter, they don't want to maintain or something.
But it doesn't matter. But still, they're going bald. The end result is you going bald. Bro. There are a lot of ways. But I don't think that it's going to be a trend that everyone will follow because it's not looked upon very highly yet.
The only actor who's like confident about his baldness is I think Rajnikant, because in the movies he wears a toupee, but in real life he is real.
Okay, fair enough. So that's what I respect.
You understand?
So when you become such a big celebrity, such a big
so you powerhouse, props, bro.
When you become such a big powerhouse that directors and producers just need your presence on screen, you'll wear the wig. But you don't give a fuck.
And the audience still accepts you as a young macho man.
That's a power, bro.
That's a power, right? Like for today, I don't think Salman Khan can have a full head of hair in a movie and then be confident enough to rock his real look, his natural look. Do you think so? Like, I think it's powerful that Rajnikant
I think
does
Salman Khan must have got the most hair transplants. You know?
I think he had an early
issue. He had an early issue, bro.
Bro, one more thing I read. Matthew McConaughey. So his hair was very basically it was a big controversy. Okay, so basically I saw his interview where he said that in 1999 he was fully going that Italian receding hairline with the pointy outline.
Correct.
And all of a sudden, after like 5-6 years, his hairline is now, you see, bro, it's better than ever.
Better than ever.
So he has better hair right now than he had in his 20s. That's what he says.
Absolutely.
So he says that everyone thought I had a hair transplant. So I met a doctor and he checked my hair and he said, you don't have a hair transplant. So he's like, yeah, I don't know why people think that. So he's like, but when we go to seminars all over the world, you know, they have these seminars, right?
Correct.
For what is the latest?
Correct. What's the latest invention? Let us cure y'all, let us scam y'all, let's go on.
So the doctor said that your picture of your this is shown up in the image. That this is one of the best hair transplants done. Because it makes it look natural.
Wow.
And every year they ask who's done it, and this Swedish doctor puts his hand up.
Okay.
So then he asked that, has he done it? He's like, dude, I don't have it. So then, you know what he said?
But he uses, apparently, you know what, with Matthew also, they say that he uses a lot of medication.
Yeah. So
because in 2005, 2006, bro, he said it in an interview. What
I'm talking about. That's the same interview.
That same interview when he was rated the sexiest man alive.
He rubs a medicine called Regenex.
Correct.
Which is like this only, bro.
Whatever. Minoxidil and all of that shit. Yeah.
So then I went on YouTube and I typed the medicine. Okay, what is this magical medicine?
Magical potion,
obviously,
bro.
Right? Matthew McConaughey's hair. So if I in the future ever get a hair loss, Regenex, bro.
Buy it right now and store it.
I'll also massage it, bro. Why not? So I saw a video on YouTube where this one YouTuber, bro, he was like fully introspecting this interview and the website and the product, right? So when you go on the Regenex website, you can't see any ingredient in the product. They only sell you a bundle, and the bundle is on the product is written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So is that FDA approved? No.
It's FDA approved.
Okay.
Basically, it's vitamin, shampoo, minoxidil, and all
everything just put together. Yeah. But they just don't want to release.
And on the website, they don't show you any ingredient, so you have to buy it.
But you know why I think they do that, bro? Because competition is tough right now. Like a lot of people. I
think it's all perception, bro.
Bro, marketing?
Yeah.
I think it's marketing?
Yeah. Like that big company called Hims. They are only selling minoxidil and finasteride.
But the way they marketed it, bro, that company is getting big,
subscription
bro.
model.
And that's again that whole bundle you were talking about.
Yeah.
That you don't buy only minoxidil. Yeah. You don't only buy the spray. You don't only buy the magical spray, but you have to buy the magical pills. Yeah. You have to buy the magical fucking whatever shampoo.
Yeah.
You have to buy the magical conditioner.
Exactly.
When you apply all of it together, that's when your hair will grow.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you're too broke.
So imagine how much money they're making.
Yeah, if you're too broke to only buy the shampoo, no. It's not going to help.
And this medicine without this shampoo will not work.
Exactly.
You know.
So you have to buy all.
So these companies like Hims and all, why they've become so huge right now is not only because of a subscription model, but what they did is this. Like for example, you know, these big companies like sex toy companies, they would say that we'll send you in a hidden package, or condom companies, you know, you can order it and it will not write what's inside the product. They will not have any packaging. It'll be plain packaging. So
that's what it was.
Hims
right?
did the same thing.
Correct.
Online doctor. You talk to a doctor online.
Oh, nice.
He gives you the prescription. And then you can buy it over the counter, or they'll send it to your house, and they will not write hair loss or anything hair related on the product, on the packaging. So today if your girlfriend, mother, sister, wife, whatever, friend, roommate sees it, they will not know what it is.
Fair enough. Hims also is very well priced.
Yeah.
They say it's very cheap.
So it's minoxidil but cheaper.
Yeah.
Because they buy it in bulk.
Yeah, but they say that it's the only reason why they are successful right now is because their marketing strategy is too damn good.
Yeah.
Because what they are doing is that they are directly tapping into the 20 to 30 year olds.
Yeah.
They're not waiting for people to go bald.
Yes.
They are waiting for people to realize they're going bald, and then they'll tap into it at the right time.
Right.
So anyways, what happens is that the lead time between you going bald is longer. So if I'm 20 and I realize I'm going to go bald, I still have 8 to 10 years. So if I subscribe to the model at a younger age, they earn more money.
And in fact, I think they said also in the marketing that when it comes to hair loss, you have to treat it as early as possible. That's the only way to solve it. That's from what they say. So yeah, bro, they are making bank.
But like I like the way they are marketing their product.
Yeah. In fact, in UK, you know, they don't even make the minoxidil. They buy it from a generic company.
And then they just like bottle it, package it and sell it.
So it's crazy, bro.
But that's business, right?
It's business. Bro, I was shocked. Because, you know, hair, with regards to hair loss, you see so many ads. So I thought there'll be 1,000 solutions. Like fat loss, you know, there is creatine and fat burners and this, you know,
everything, bro.
L-carnitine, arginine, whatnot, bro. You don't even know half of it, but you want to take everything.
Kill yourself.
Exactly,
you know?
Right? But in hair loss, I realized there's only two things.
Yeah, bro.
And everyone is selling the same two things packaged in a different way.
So that's I don't know why that's happening, but it's confusing. It's 2020. There should be a solution, or go to Elon and just get it out, bro. What's the man doing? You know.
But I think it's a far-fetched idea to assume that everyone will be confident and go bald, because I am also sure that it's a stress, bro. You know, it's not
bro,
easy.
Of course, it's a stress.
Yeah. Like I think from what you're saying now, you have convinced yourself. Okay, fuck it, I'll go. I'll do it. I'll pull it off. Nothing will stop me. I'm not.
Bro,
today I'm not going to stress out about.
You know why they are exactly. You know why? If you're going to go bald, it's going to happen whether you're 20, 30, 40,
So I think
50.
you have gone through that mental struggle that fuck it, now whatever happens, I'll take care of it.
I'm telling you, I'm
It's
excited.
no big deal.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know, I'm telling you, bro. You need two things to make you look masculine and good looking, bro. Number one is your beard. And number two is your fucking physicality.
Bro, my beard doesn't grow out here.
Brother, don't worry. We got
not a
you.
man about
We're going to
that.
get you solutions. We're going to go to the Dermat tomorrow. It's how I got scammed. You have to get scammed.
For the
Okay,
beard.
brother? You get scammed now.
So for minoxidil, they said that basically you should not put minoxidil on
your
the face.
face,
It's not
yeah.
advised.
Yeah.
Because it can grow, but it's not advised.
Don't do all this, Dima.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
it.
I don't care for it, bro.
Don't do all this, brother.
See my shabby beard, bro.
Brother, it's I won't have hair on my head. You won't have hair on your fucking
Yeah.
face. We are a combo, brother.
Yeah, bro. Salute to that.
You know,
Any other successful hair transplant?
bro, so many.
Elon Musk
I'll tell
is
you
my
one that'll
favorite.
shock you.
Tell me.
I'll tell you one. Two. I'll tell you two that'll shock you.
Hit me.
David Beckham.
David Beckham?
David Beckham has a hair transplant.
Bro, his hair looks natural as
So
well.
when he was playing in Real Madrid, there was a phase. There was like a season or two where he went bald.
But one second. Wasn't David Beckham...
Known for his hair and his hairstyles.
Weren't his posters in every salon?
Yes.
These are the
Yes.
David Beckham looks.
Yes.
Bro, he used to create trends, hairstyle trends. He was the first guy to start creating hairstyle trends. I remember David Beckham made mohawks mainstream.
Exactly.
And you're saying that he has a
Bro, he has a
fucking
hair transplant.
Hair transplant?
Yeah, bro. You can go on Google right now and check it. He has a hair transplant because when he was in Madrid, bro, he had like the crown. There are pictures of him.
I don't remember.
There are pictures of him with
Yeah,
the,
I'm sure.
Not while he was playing for Real Madrid off season. After the season, bro, there was a fucking there's a picture of him. You can see he's balding.
Damn, bro. But right now when you see
And,
David Beckham's hair, you can't tell that he's got a hair transplant.
Yeah. That's LA, na, bro.
Bro, that's
When
a
he went to
legit hair transplant.
LA Galaxy and all, you see him. Even right now, he has hair. But then again, bro, personalities, right, bro?
But would you be able to tell if you see his hair right now?
No chance.
Bro,
I'll give you another example.
About David Beckham, I did not know.
I'll give you another one. Bradley Cooper.
Bullshit.
Go on, bro.
Bullshit.
Go on.
His hairline is already a little like this.
Go on. See it.
Impossible.
See, bro, I bet you right now.
I bet
Bradley
you,
Cooper. Bradley Cooper
is
has...
it proven? Or is it a conspiracy theory on YouTube?
Go see pictures. Go see before after
Are there any
pictures.
balding pictures of
Go
him?
see before after pictures. Go see before after pictures. It's crazy. And then of course you have your Elon Musk and you have
Bradley Cooper, I'm shocked.
yeah, bro. Even I was shocked with Bradley Cooper, but it's true.
But I feel...
Salman Khan.
Salman Khan.
Then we have a...
But Salman Khan, you can still tell.
I think Ranbir Kapoor as well.
Ranbir Kapoor?
I think so, bro. I think. Because I've gone deep into this shit, right? So I know. Bro. I can tell, bro. I can tell. Like, I think Ranbir Kapoor a little bit.
Salman Khan, you can still tell because his hair is exactly the same every time. Like, it's never a little hazy, never spoiled. It's perfectly kept in the same hairstyle every time. So, it looks only like it's possible. Salman Khan, I'd have no doubts.
Bro, I'm telling
But
you,
Salman Khan, I've also seen the old pictures.
I have my doubts on Ranbir Kapoor.
Okay.
I think so.
Because I have seen only Ranbir Kapoor with a full head of hair comb.
The only reason why I feel is like, I don't know, bro. But whenever I see him, I just feel that he has more hair here than here. So, yeah. Just think about it and just look at him next time.
I feel that a successful hair transplant looks better aesthetically than a toupee. That's what I feel.
Bro, I think I'm very against toupees.
Because toupees, you can tell.
I'm very against toupees.
When you have a straight hairline out here, you can tell it's a toupee.
Bro, with toupees, it's like... bro, I'm sorry. Like, a lot of people I also know wear toupees and shit. But it's like you trying to be someone you're not.
No, you just want the look.
Yeah, but then again, is that you?
Man, a hair transplant is also not you.
Exactly what I'm saying. But hair transplant is you doing a permanent thing.
Yeah, but
this is you not going permanent into it. This is you like, while you go out, it's like you putting on a cap.
No,
of sorts.
Bro, the technology in toupee is
it's glue and shit right now.
Listen to me. Now toupees, you can go swimming, you can shampoo, you can cut it, you can change hairstyles. Bro, toupee industry has gone next level, bro. It's gone next level. Before it was the older people who were wearing it, like 60 plus.
Correct.
Now it's...
it's gone in, huh?
Yeah, because toupee, now the kind of quality of hair you're getting and all of that, the quality of the glue is ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
But I feel still you can tell when it's so clean
you
and
can't
perfect.
tell. You can't tell. You can't tell. Bro,
But Rahul, everybody cannot, like, for example, today also when I think about going bald, I would not go bald with this tummy, bro. I would go bald when I lose the tummy and have a look that I envision. So that anxiety and that stress
I'll tell you.
It's easy to say one thing, bro.
I'll tell you. I'm very against it, bro, because I think I have already. I don't know. I've fought my battle or something like that. I think I would say I've accepted it. I don't give a fuck because your hair doesn't determine you as a person.
Yeah.
Or I don't look at that as a physical flaw.
I can see the struggle in your voice when you talk about hair loss.
No, bro. It ain't a struggle. I'm telling you, I'm looking forward. I think it's not a physical flaw.
No, you overcome it, bro. In a good way,
I think it's not a physical flaw. I think it's an advantage.
Yeah. You said the advantage, no? You save money.
No, not
anxiety,
save money, bro. You stand out.
You stand out.
You stand out.
Yeah.
And that's all. That's what you want to do.
Yeah.
You stand out, bro.
In
so
military also
my only how do I put this
outtake.
right? How do I put this right? How do I not offend people? Is that just accept it.
Yeah.
Just accept it.
Yeah.
Hair on your head doesn't play such a big role as you think it does. So when it comes to toupees or hair transplant, it's you just trying.
That's what I was saying.
It's just you trying, but the problem is that the end result. You know where you're heading, but you're trying to do everything not to go to the destination.
I would say that's what I was recommending, that everyone who's suffering with this or struggling with this should try the bald look once. And if they totally hate it, then fair enough, bro. Do what you like.
Fair enough, bro.
You know,
fair
do
enough.
what you like.
But then, do you want that stress, bro?
Yeah.
That's one
No,
question.
some people like the look, bro. Some people just don't want that bald look. You know, some people hate it, bro.
Fair enough,
You know what I'm
bro.
talking about?
Fair enough.
So it's like that, bro. People like, every older man, bro. Majority of them color their hair, right? But
Correct.
I to like the white hair, you know. So today my dad colored his hair. I would make fun of him.
Pepper.
You know,
Black
salt
and white.
and pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like the white hair, bro. But I know majority of the people, like everyone in my office, like my staff, everybody, bro. It's coloring hair is just a part of the game.
It's an added expense.
Yeah, it's just something that they do.
Oh, there's another way of you. There's a sort of I don't know what the fuck to call it, but nowadays people are tattooing their fucking head.
Yeah.
So it's that black ink, right?
Yeah.
So what they do is that the tattoo artist just puts follicle sorts of prints
the
on your
hairline.
head. So you get that sort of look.
Yeah, but I've
You
seen
know?
that this is very popular for women for eyebrows.
I've heard it's also popular for lips.
Lips?
Yeah, bro.
Is it?
There's this my tattoo artist apparently tattoos lips. So if your lips are dark and you wanted to look a bit more reddish,
You're
so they
joking.
tattoo it. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, this industry is huge, bro.
Wait. This is a
telling
topic
you,
of its
bro.
own. People tattoo their
Lips, bro. Lips.
pink and red
Yeah,
for the
bro.
look.
Yeah,
bro,
yeah.
I am oblivious to this. I did not know this
It's
is
true.
a reality.
It's true.
Are you
It's true,
serious?
It's true. They tattoo their lips, bro. So you.
What?
Yeah, brother. Of course. Permanent lipstick. Get with it.
Your tattoo guy does it.
Of course. Bro, he does eyebrows and shit.
Eyebrows, I know it happens.
Yeah,
It's a
I asked him, bro, what's going on? You know, I asked him, bro.
Lips?
No lips. He's like, even I was shocked. He's like, bro, you're talking about eyebrows, homie? He's telling me, bro, I've been tattooing lips.
Bro, I have
I've been
to
doing
research
shading
this.
on lips.
Bro, that's it.
Bro, it's intense.
That's
It's intense.
Because if
It's
you fuck it
intense.
up, if the tattoo artist fucks up the color or something, bro, imagine. That's a
Bro,
scene.
imagine that we've gone so beyond, as human beings, bro. We are doing all of this. What's gonna happen after 50 years, bro? I'm just scared. You know what's next? Boob job, okay, accepted. Ass job, accepted. Okay, bro. Botox. I know for a fact, a dermat I went to, she told me, I have done Botox on a 21-year-old. I was like,
bro, I don't doubt that at all.
Devang, I
Come
was
on.
like, bro, are you serious, bro?
Yeah. This I know, bro.
It's intense. It's intense. So as we proceed,
Bro,
bro.
Kylie Jenner is like the biggest Instagram influencer, bro. So imagine if she's an influencer with the.
But do you think
she's influencing people.
Do you think personalities like Kylie Jenner and Kim Kardashian are a big reason as to why young people are now looking into boob jobs, looking into ass jobs, looking into Botox?
See, what I feel
Because that's all they're looking, right?
a good question.
That's all they're looking at.
Yeah. And what I feel is that it's not that people look at the lips and the tits and they're like, oh, we also need to get the same thing. I think people look at the cars and the luxury and the lifestyle, you know, they're living, and they want that. They want the followers, they want the fame, they want to be successful, they want to sell out a product line that they launch immediately.
No, absolutely. Yeah.
So those are things that you aspire
Absolutely.
to do. You know what I'm
But,
saying? Successful businesses and all. So then you see.
But how does someone get that good life?
That's what I'm saying. So people see that if Rahul is doing all this and is this the reason why he's successful, then maybe I should also do this.
That's a good point. That's
You
a
know?
good point. So they look at it as a way to get that success,
Yeah.
to get that Lambo, to fly in a private jet.
Shortcut, yeah.
You know, okay, I need this. I need this physical feature in me.
Yeah.
I need this added physical feature in me
Yeah.
for me to get what I want. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think that plays a big role, bro. I think
Of
it's
course.
going to be generalized, bro.
Of course.
I think it is already generalized.
It is, of course.
You getting a Botox
I'm
is
not
not a big
shocked
deal.
about this Botox thing, bro, to be honest.
Bro, I was shocked. I was like 21?
Yeah.
21, bro.
Yeah. I know this. Young
I was
people
like,
get.
dude, come on, you're at your best right now. You're at your peak.
Yeah. I know this.
So
Because I have so many customers who are like getting married and right before their marriage they've done it and all of that. And they say it also.
Fair enough. As long as they're not hiding it, bro, props.
I think you should not hide it because
More power.
You have more power when you are vocal about it.
You have more power when you're accepting the facts,
Accepting
boss.
the facts.
You know,
Yeah.
fuck that.
Yeah. But on
I am who I am.
talking about women, I've realized one thing, bro. We just spoke about toupees when it comes to men. But have you noticed that women also wear toupees, but we don't realize?
Bro, that's true, man.
We don't realize it.
That's so true.
The extensions or the way they do it is impeccable.
But you know why, bro?
You can't tell.
You know, can I tell you something about this? That for women to do it now, bro, it's okay.
Not only being about okay, bro. You can't tell. Forget okay and all. Let's not talk about okay and not okay. I'm saying, can you tell? Can you, with men, when you see the straight hairline and that perfect comb over, you can tell that it's a toupee.
Actually, that's true, bro.
But with women,
that's true.
you can't tell.
You can't tell.
You know, so accepted on a secondary, bro. See, firstly, though, it's not accepted anywhere that you are losing hair, bro.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the long hair as compared to short hair. Maybe the long hair makes it.
So your eyes don't go on the hairline; it goes on the hair or something.
Yeah, it just makes it look natural.
Yeah, but
bro.
that's true, bro.
It makes it look natural. Because I've seen on Instagram, bro, women who like wear wigs or toupees and all. They wear it in a way that you don't realize like they get the hair and all perfectly.
They've done it very well.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it's not like the clean cut men hairline. It's like they make it look super natural.
Correct. But they don't bald as hard as men do, bro. Think about it. They don't get the crown.
That's true.
Women don't get the crown. Women have a hairline.
That's true.
So they play with that, I think. You know.
Did you do a mundan?
What's that?
You don't know what's a mundan?
No, bro.
Bro, when you're born, when you're a baby.
Bro, I've gone bald many times. I've gone bald when I was in the 8th standard.
But you know, na mundan when you
many times.
Yeah,
many
I've also
times.
done it. Yeah.
I was addicted to going bald when I was young.
Really?
I just used to shave my head off.
Okay.
Always. Like in the 8th standard, I've shaved my head off. In the 4th standard, I've shaved my head off.
Really?
Yeah, bro. I've shaved it off.
Nice.
Yeah. But I've seen my cousin's mundan get fucked up, bro, because you know that guy fucked up his front part. So he went down like this.
Ouch.
So he went down like this, and for the rest of his hair, he went upwards. So he has a permanent spike.
Damn.
He's watching.
Damn.
Yeah.
Another question, bro. So you know, like knee operations, ACL tears and all, they recently got advanced. The technology for knee replacements, ACL tears, meniscus tears is very recent. It's like 20-30 years old. Stem cells is new, right? So do you think like how the knee industry and the hip replacement and all of those industries saw a growth, right? So get in the 1960s to get a knee operation was fatal. It was like you're gonna have a fuck all life.
You're gonna lose your leg.
You can't run. You can't do all of that. You know, getting a knee replacement, or if you had a meniscus tear or a ACL tear, it was over. You're not gonna have the same balance, the same strength ever again. Then obviously the technology came and they started operating it better and all of that. I've also got it done
with time.
And now you can come back to the same level of sports and whatnot,
Makes sense.
right?
Makes
so
sense.
do you think right now it's not there, but do you think eventually hair loss will also see that kind of a thing, that maybe you just have an injection and you see the growth like stem cell or
you know why
follicle
I have my doubts on that is that because we're anyways in 2020 and if there's no cure for it right now, it's still going to take a lot of time. But that being said, that it's a very big industry.
Because my point
it's a very, I think that
my point is, in just 50 years ago, if you tore
there
your
was a cure,
ACL,
no,
you're fucked.
Correct.
For life.
Correct.
Now, the technology is advanced.
No, bro. I think that
when I got
we're
my
still very far away from...
No, when I got my operation, the doctor told me that the operation that we are doing right now is just 3 years old. 3 years before, now you would take 1 year to recover. Now you're going to take 2.5-3 months.
Bro, they're definitely going to find a fucking cure. And when they do...
But do you think the cure will be like...
Bro, of course. That is what people want. Because what you're saying that the whole head should be filled with hair, that cure is not out. But your head to be filled with a little hair, that cure is out.
Yes.
People don't want to fucking do that.
Because when you stop minoxidil and finasteride...
Bro, and it's a big industry. It's a big industry. So for big companies, bro, they are still every night, day and night, they're looking for the cure. And it's bound to come out. You know? It's bound to come out. It's
but we are going to support the bald look, na?
Bro,
Bold Baldies Association. Bro. Let's sign up, bro.
Yo, it's time.
Cheers.
It's time. I think I'm going to be bald for the next episode.
Okay. On that note,
Bro, I'm telling you, all you guys need is a fucking beard. Go to the gym, get jacked.
but that's not fair, Rahul. You know, when you talk about beard and all, and people like me who don't have the clean growth.
Bro, I'm telling you how we went to the doctors and to the
So
dermats.
it's like you're oppressing us, bro.
Send Dave to the dermat. # Dave to the dermat.
So if you are saying that bald look should be supported and it should be, you know, we should talk about it and accept it, then what about shabby
Bro, I'm just
beards?
saying, bro, just get a... Bro, you have a beard. It's not like...
I have a shabby
bro,
beard.
you have a great beard, brother. You have
Everyone
you have an amazing beard, bro. I would switch with you.
That's the biggest lie. That's the biggest
Bro,
lie, bro.
I would switch beards with
That's
you.
the
Brother, I would
biggest lie.
switch beards with you, bro. You have a very strong mustache.
Fuck you, bro.
You have a very strong mustache, Devang.
Okay,
I'm
chalo.
telling you, okay? So if you ever think that you have a bad beard, brother, that's just in your mind.
Cheers to that, bro.
Fight that shit off.
Bold Baldies Association.
Baldies, baby.
We're signing up.
Razors only.
GLE.
We out.
Ciao, ciao.